Hey there, my name is Addict with a Pen, and welcome to a 21 Pilots video. In today's video, we'll be talking about Regional at Best, 21 Pilots' most mysterious album. If you haven't been a fan of the Pilots for that long, you might have no clue what I'm talking about, but if you've been a fan for a long time, you may know exactly what it is we'll be covering today. Regional at Best was a 21 Pilots' second album, and the first album in which Tyler and Josh were the only members of the band. The album was released on July 8th, 2011, self-released by Tyler and Josh. The album would be taken off digital and physical shelves not more than a year later when 21 Pilots would get signed by the record label Fueled by Ramen in early 2012. The album has since been shrouded in mystery, only brought up by the Pilots on an occasional tour set list. Fans have been begging for the album to be remastered or re-released for years, despite knowing that it most likely will never happen. If you know a decent bit about Regional at Best, you know that a few of its songs are also on their album Vessel from 2013. The songs Guns for Hands, Holding On To You, Trees, Ode to Sleep, Car Radio, Lovely, and House of Gold were originally recorded for Regional at Best. They had all been recorded in a relatively short time span, which is why a good portion of the fans say that they sound sloppy and unfinished. The biggest offender of this is Trees, in which the song is very, and I mean very, heavily auto-tuned. It is very electronic and robotic in its vocals, which has made it a bottom feeder in a lot of fans' tier lists and rankings. The songs aren't by any means horrible, you could just tell that they weren't fully complete and needed a bit more time to fully become what they are now. I think that's part of the reason why Tyler put so many Regional at Best songs onto Vessel, so he could give those projects the final touches they needed to become bangers. A lot of fans wish that most, if not all, of the other tracks on Regional at Best would have made it onto Vessel, and I want to agree, but at the same time I can't. Vessel's brought us so many absolute gems, such as Truce, Migraine, Semi-Automatic, and others. It's hard for me to say that I'd say Regional at Best songs in their place. If it were up to me, in some imaginary world, I'd have a remastered version come out with all the original songs, including the new takes on songs that were transferred onto Vessel later on. It's definitely an interesting conversation to have, and one of which that I see a lot of fans using as a conversation starter with other members of the clique. Fun fact, Regional at Best is the only 21 Pilots album to have some form of a deluxe album in the form of Regional at Best Newsletter Edition, which was for subscribed members of their newsletter and featured the tracks 2 and House of Gold. The album consists of the following tracks: Ode to Sleep, Slow Town, Car Radio, Forest, Glowing Eyes, Kitchen Sink, Anathema, Lovely, Ruby, Trees, Be Concerned, Clear, 2, and House of Gold. This album also features the only 2 collabs that 21 Pilots have ever done, with Kitchen Sink having Tyler's brother Zach, and Be Concerned having the rapper Joseph, I think I pronounced that right, appear on the second verse. The songs of this album are very different from Self-Titled and Vessel, having a more rough sound to them. Most of them are by no means bad, but you can tell they definitely aren't finished and polished to their fullest potential. I went through the meanings of all these songs in a previous video, which if you haven't seen, feel free to check out. I'll have it linked in the description. I really do like the idea of this album. It shows lots and lots of potential in a good portion of its songs, and I wish the sound that Tyler was going for would have been more explored in a more modern version of Vessel transfer songs, I guess, if that makes sense. Because to me, that sound seems to be kind of phased out in more refined versions of the songs. It seems to have almost a homemade feel to it that somehow feels as if it was still studio refined. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but I'm honestly not sure how else to put it into words. I said earlier in the video that a good portion of the fanbase who got a chance to hear Regional at Best really did like it, and how a good chunk of the clique wished that it could have come back in more than just being occasionally played on tour. It's nice to know that they haven't ditched it in its entirety, but they don't acknowledge it as much as they used to. I've heard a lot of clique members say that Kitchen Sink and Glowing Eyes are some of their favorite 21 Pilot songs, which is quite a good sign that Tyler was really onto something. The meaning behind those 2 songs is also very interesting, and if you're able to understand that, it makes the songs even better. Another thing that I hear a small portion of the clique say is that their early 21 Pilots, like Self-Titled, Vessel, Regional at Best, was the best era for the band, and that they missed that sound that made them so different and unique in a way. So it seems that a lot of fans, the ones who have heard the songs at least, really do like them, so it begs the question, why haven't they brought it back? To be honest with you, I'm not really entirely sure. I looked around the internet, but I couldn't seem to find a solid reason as to why they haven't. It might be the label preventing them, but I don't think so, since they have had Kitchen Sink, Forest, Glowing Eyes, and Lovely on a bonus track version of Vessel at one point. To me, I think the reason they haven't brought it back is because of creative development and creative evolution. Tyler has changed a lot in the way he creates and writes music, So maybe he's trying to focus on the new process in which he creates music instead of bringing back the old way. At the end of the day, we should be glad that we got some of the songs transferred over, because if they were lazy enough, they may not have done the remastered versions of any of the regional at best songs. I know this video was a lot shorter than my previous ones, 30 minutes, but I wanted to make this one more to the point and a lot less of a ramble than my previous videos, because 30 minutes of editing of that last video was extremely painful. So when it boils down to it, Regional at Best is a fantastic album at its core. It's a lot different in comparison to Festival, albeit it does contain some of my favorite songs of theirs, and I really do wish they would bring it back. I do know it's not going to happen. I will still listen to them via YouTube and recommend them to any fan of 21 Pilots who hasn't gotten to experience them before. Also, side note, Dema, you never told me whether or not you like Regional at Best. Alright, pack it up, scrap the video. Dema doesn't like Regional at Best. Anyways, jokes aside, thank you all for watching so much, and I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on Regional at Best, although they were brief. If you have anything to add or want to point out anything that I might have missed, feel free to do so in the comments.